The Valkyrie hunting pack had been stranded on the derelict station for 6 cycles. 6 cycles without food. 6 cycles watching their youngest grow weaker. Captain Raxthor's 4 eyes tracked the human through the broken viewport. The creature sat alone in what remained of the station's cargo bay, completely unaware of the apex predators observing him from the shadows. Humans were new to the galactic community, barely 3 years since first contact, and this one appeared to be a maintenance worker based on his worn jumpsuit. "Easy prey," hissed Valkyra, Raxthor's second. Her crystalline claws scraped against the metal floor, a sound that had made countless species flee in terror across 100 worlds. But Raxthor hesitated. Something about the human's posture troubled him. The creature sat with its back exposed, eating slowly from a small container. It showed no fear, no awareness of danger. Either it was supremely stupid, or supremely confident. "The younglings need food," Valkyra pressed. "We cannot wait another cycle." She was right. The pack's 3 juveniles were entering the dangerous stage of starvation where their organs would begin to fail. Raxthor had led his pack for 20 seasons. He had never lost a member. He would not start now. The decision made, Raxthor signaled the attack formation. 5 adults would surround the human while he approached from the front. Standard pack tactics. Efficient. Deadly. They moved like liquid shadow, making no sound despite their bulk. The Valkyrie were the galaxy's most feared predators for good reason. In 3 seconds, they had the human surrounded. Raxthor stepped into the light. The human looked up slowly, and Raxthor felt the first spike of uncertainty. The creature's eyes, those strange forward-facing eyes that marked it as a predator despite its soft appearance, showed no fear. Instead, something like sadness crossed its face. "Hey there," the human said softly in galactic standard. "You guys look pretty hungry." Raxthor's translator struggled with the tonal nuances. The human sounded concerned. That made no sense. It should be terrified. It should be running. Instead, it was looking at them with something that resembled pity. "We require sustenance," Raxthor growled, allowing his full 3 meters of height to loom over the seated human. "You will suffice." The human, his name patch read, Mitchell, J. nodded slowly. Then, impossibly, he smiled. "I figured you might be stranded like me," Mitchell said. He reached into his pack, and every Valkyrie tensed for an attack. But the human pulled out only food containers. "Here. I've got about 4 days of rations left. You need them more than I do." Raxthor stared at the offered containers, his mind struggling to process this behavior. "You, give us your food." "Well, yeah." Mitchell set the containers on the ground between them. "You've got kids with you, right? I saw them through the viewport earlier. They look pretty weak. How did the human know about the younglings? How had he seen them when they were using full camouflage? And more importantly, why was he offering food instead of fighting or fleeing? "This is a trick," Valkyra snarled, circling closer. "Humans are known for deception." "No trick," Mitchell said calmly, not even looking at Valkyra despite her threatening posture. His eyes remained locked on Raxthor's. "Look, I'm stuck here too. My shuttle's fried, and the rescue beacon is barely functional. I figure we've got maybe 2 more days before anyone picks up the signal. We can either help each other survive, or we can make this harder than it needs to be." Raxthor reached down slowly and picked up one of the containers. Inside was a compressed nutrition bar, human food, designed for their omnivorous digestive systems. Not ideal for obligate carnivores like the Valkyrie, but it would sustain them. There was enough here to keep the younglings alive for several cycles. "Why?" Raxthor asked. It was the only question that mattered. Mitchell leaned back against the cargo crate, his posture still relaxed despite being surrounded by creatures that could tear him apart. "On Earth, that's my homeworld, we've got this saying, we're all we've got out here. Space is big and empty and doesn't care if we live or die. But we can care. We can choose to be better than our worst instincts. He pulled out another nutrition bar and took a bite. Besides, I've read about the Valkyrie. You're not mindless killers. You're pack hunters, family units. You're intelligent and loyal and brave. Right now, you're desperate parents trying to save your kids. I get that. My sister has 3 little ones back home. I'd do anything for them too. Something shifted in Raxthor's chest, a feeling he had no name for in his own language. The human had been alone and vulnerable. He could have hidden, could have tried to barricade himself somewhere. Instead, he had observed them, understood their situation, and chosen compassion. Your pack bonds are strong, Raxthor said quietly, lowering his attack stance. This is honorable. Mitchell shrugged. It's just being decent. Here, let me show you how to mix these with water to make them more digestible for your kids' systems. I worked with a Valkyrie engineer last year, nice guy named Thexlar. He told me about your dietary needs. Over the next hour, Mitchell shared his knowledge freely. He showed them how to optimize the rations, how to repair part of the station's water recycling system, and how to boost the rescue beacon's range by cannibalizing other systems. He worked alongside them as if they were colleagues, not threats. When the younglings were finally fed and resting peacefully, Valkyra approached Mitchell carefully. We are in your debt, human. Jake, Mitchell corrected. My name's Jake. And there's no debt. We're all just trying to get home, right? The rescue ships arrived 30 hours later, both human and Valkyrie vessels responding to the boosted beacon. As they prepared to part ways, Raxthor placed his massive clawed hand on Jake Mitchell's shoulder in the traditional Valkyrie gesture of pack acceptance. You are small and soft, Jake Mitchell, Raxthor said. But you are mighty where it matters. If you ever require aid, the Raxthor pack will answer. Jake grinned. I'll keep that in mind. Take care of those kids. As Raxthor boarded the Valkyrie rescue ship with his pack, he watched the human wave goodbye to the younglings, who chirped affectionately in return. The galaxy had feared the Valkyrie for centuries because of their strength and ferocity. But Jake Mitchell had taught him something profound. Perhaps the humans would be feared for something far more powerful, their unexpected capacity for kindness in the face of danger, their choice to share rather than fight, to build bridges rather than walls. The humans weren't mighty because they were strong. They were mighty because they chose to be good. And that, Raxthor realized, was the most terrifying and wonderful thing in the galaxy.